Hey everyone, and welcome to this explainer. I am so incredibly excited to get into this today because we're talking about something that is totally revolutionizing our modern kitchens. But let's be real, it can also cause a surprising amount of frustration. We're talking about mastering your induction cooktop. If you've ever stood there feeling like your high-tech stove is speaking some alien language, you are absolutely in the right place. Let's just jump right in. Picture this, right? You've got all your ingredients prepped, you're starving, you place your absolute favorite pan on that beautiful, sleek new glass surface, and literally nothing happens. Just a flashing U or F error code staring right back at you while your dinner sits there completely cold. It's so annoying. It honestly feels like the pan just betrayed you. But look, I promise, your stove isn't broken and it definitely doesn't hate you. It's really just trying to tell you something very specific about the physics of your cookware. To fix the problem, we kind of need to understand the actual magic happening under the glass. See, induction cooking doesn't use a traditional flame or glowing red heating element. Instead, it uses electromagnetic fields to create heat directly inside the cookware itself. It's not fire, it's quite literally magic with magnets. This means the stove surface actually stays pretty cool while the pan gets incredibly hot incredibly fast. But, and this is a huge catch, it requires a very specific type of metal to actually pull this off. So, to get you cooking flawlessly, here's our game plan for today. We're going to cover the induction cookware mystery, 4 tests for compatibility, what to do when good pans fail, the frankly terrifying phenomenon known as the dangerous spinner effect, and lastly, why you absolutely need to avoid the converter disc trap. Okay, first up, Section 1, the induction cookware mystery. It's really fascinating to see exactly which materials play nice with induction and which just don't. Look at the left side here. We have the winners. Cast iron, amazing, it's highly ferromagnetic. Carbon steel or modern multiply pans are literally engineered for this. But then, look on the right. Pure aluminum, traditional copper, or glass, they are completely invisible to induction fields. You could put a pure copper pan on maximum power and it's just going to sit there totally stone cold. Moving on to Section 2, 4 tests for compatibility. So how do you actually know if your pans will work? Well, there are 4 foolproof ways to check. You can look for the little coil or IH symbol on the bottom. You can try the water drop test, waiting about 60 seconds to see if it heats up. You can go online and check the manufacturer's specs. But honestly, the fastest, absolutely best way is that very first one on the list. Yes, the 5-second magnet test. This is absolutely crucial. All you do is grab any random magnet off your fridge, flip your clean pan upside down, stick the magnet right to the center of the base and let go. If it snaps on and sticks firmly, boom, you are ready to cook. But if it slides off or just kind of weakly hangs on, yeah, that pan is going to leave you disappointed. It really is that simple. Let's hit Section 3, when good pans fail. Now, what happens when your pan actually passes the magnet test, but your stove is still throwing a fit? Well, here's a quick troubleshooting checklist. First up, size really matters. If you put a tiny little saucepan on a massive burner, the stove literally won't even see it. It needs to cover at least 70% of the circle. Second, check the bottom for burned-on oil or dirt. That can actually block the magnetic connection. Third, if you're using cheaper pans with a magnetic induction plate glued to the bottom, those can warp or peel over time, which completely ruins the connection. And honestly, sometimes the stove just needs a good old-fashioned electrical reset. Turn it off and back on again. And hey, when those annoying F or FU error codes pop up, seriously, don't panic. That's just your stove's way of saying, hey, this magnetic connection is weak, blocked, or completely decoupled. Just recenter the pan, make sure it's matched to the right-sized burner, wipe down the glass, and usually you'll clear that error right up. All right, Section 4, the dangerous spinner effect. Okay, the spinner effect is actually pretty terrifying. You know how metals expand when they get hot, right? Well, if you have a pan made of thin, cheap metal, the bottom heats and expands way faster than the sides can handle. With nowhere else to go, the bottom just buckles outward, turning into this convex dome. So now you've got this rounded bottom sitting on totally frictionless microcrystalline glass. It creates a single pivot point. Your frying pan literally turns into a spinning top. I really want to take a second here to emphasize just how serious this is. Imagine you're frying something in hot oil or vigorously stirring a super heavy stew. If that pan is warped and spinning around, that lack of stability can easily send the entire thing sliding right off the edge of the stove. Dropping a pot of 200 degrees Celsius oil is, well, it's a massive safety hazard. Having a perfectly stable, flat bottom on your pans is absolutely non-negotiable for induction cooking. Now, you'd probably think you'd want a perfectly flat pan straight out of the box, right? Well, actually, if it starts flat, it might warp outward into a spinner when it gets heated. Premium brands use this brilliant bit of engineering. They create an AOD, or concave bottom. It has this microscopic curve leaning inward, so when you heat it up, the metal expands downward, perfectly flattening out against the glass. You get 100% surface contact and total stability. It's so smart. So, how do you protect your cookware and prevent the dreaded spin? First, try the ruler test. Just lay a straight edge right across the bottom of your pan. If it rocks back and forth like a seesaw, get rid of it. Second, try to invest in heavy-duty pans, at least 2.5 millimeters thick, to really resist that warping. And finally, and please remember this, never, ever take a blazing hot pan straight off the stove and blast it with cold water in the sink. That causes violent thermal shock, permanently warping the metal into a spinner. Always respect the metal and let it cool down first. Let's tackle our final section, the converter disc trap. A converter disc is basically a flat piece of magnetic steel you stick on the burner, and then you put your old non-magnetic copper pan on top of it. Sounds like the ultimate kitchen hack, right? Well, wrong. It's terrible. Because no two pieces of metal are microscopically flat, you get countless tiny air pockets trapped between the disc and your pan. And air is an awful conductor. It acts like a blanket of insulation. So the disc wildly overheats trying to push energy up into the pan, and all that backed up heat gets shoved straight back down into your stove, slowly roasting and destroying your expensive induction cooktop's internal electronics. Just to put the sheer inefficiency of these discs into perspective, in control testing to boil the exact same amount of water, a converter disc setup consumed 0.41 kilowatt hours of energy and took nearly twice as long. A native induction pan only used 0.22 kilowatt hours. The disc setup got so crazy hot, it actually started scorching the paper towel placed underneath it, while the native pan didn't burn a thing. Seriously, to save your expensive stove from an early grave, just avoid those converter discs entirely. You've got much better options. The absolute best is to just buy native magnetic cookware. But if you absolutely refuse to part with your grandmother's vintage pure copper pan, grab a high-quality portable butane camping stove or even just a portable electric coil burner. Your induction stove's super delicate computer boards will thank you. Well, we have covered a ton of ground today, from the invisible magic of electromagnetic fields to the dangers of the spinner effect and the absolute trap of converter discs. You are now officially equipped to troubleshoot your high-tech stove like an absolute pro. So I leave you with this. Which of your favorite kitchen pans will actually pass the 5-second magnet test right now? Seriously, I highly encourage you to go straight to your kitchen, grab a fridge magnet, and audit your cookware. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and happy, safe cooking.